I wanted to do a short video about the case study. So let's go into module 4. So case study 4 has to do with chapter 8. It's confidence intervals. We're only doing part 1, by the way. So when I click on it, we have a situation where they're testing whether wood stoves are producing less pollution. And we are given baselines for 4 different pollutants. We will be comparing new data for 2 years after the wood stoves were replaced with these baseline values. So what we're going to do is for each of the 4 pollutants, PM, OC, TC, and LE, we are going to construct a box plot, or you can do a histogram for each of those 4 values in year 1 to make sure we can do a confidence interval. So we are looking for outliers. We are looking for normality. Step 2, we'll construct a confidence interval. So to do a confidence interval, we will need our sample mean and our sample standard deviation. Then we will compare that confidence interval to those baseline values. So let's look at the data. So part 1 is found here. And it may not pull up, so you can download it. If you need me to save it as a Google Sheet, just let me know and I can do that for you. But here we have the data for year 1 and then for year 2. In each of those years, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pollutants. So you're going to be taking, let's say for year 1, start with this data. And we're going to go do 2 things. We can do enter that data into your NumWorks calculator. And then remember on the NumWorks calculator, I'm just using the emulator real quick. We will go to the statistics app. Here's where you'll enter in your data. Then once you've entered the data, you could look at the histogram there. There's no data to see on mine. Or go to the box plot and see that there. And then you could take a screenshot. I think the box plot would be the best option. Then let's go to stats. In stats, I better put some data in. Let's just put some fake data in here. Okay, so I'm just going to type in some data, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whoa, maybe for the okay, so I put in some data. Then I would go to the box plot and look at it. Now my data I put in had an outlier. So this would not be good for a confidence interval. That's not what I want to see. And I know what I did. I typed in one wrong. That shouldn't be an 11. That doesn't match anything else. I'm going to change that to 41 now. That's more like it. It's pretty symmetrical. Got a little bit of an extension here, but not too bad. That's okay. Now we would go to the stats menu. The mean, this is the sample mean, is right here. Be careful. We don't really want to use this standard deviation. We want the sample standard deviation, which is at the very, very, very bottom. So your mean is up here, and the sample standard deviation is there. That's the data you will use for your confidence interval. Now, for a confidence interval, you would go to inference, intervals, mean, and I would highly suggest using the t-interval with the sample mean and the sample standard deviation. And you'll be doing that for year 1 and then also for year 2. So you're going to have 4 pictures, 4 box plots, 4 confidence intervals. I mean, for each year. So a total of 8 pictures and 8 confidence intervals.